1.8 volume of cones. What did we do on Friday? We did volume of cylinders and volume of rectangular prisms. Now today with volume of cones, the I can statements, I can informally prove the relationship between the volume of a cylinder and the volume of a cone that have the same base. I can recall the formula to find the volume of a cone, which you're going to have to memorize for test on Friday. I can use the formulas to find the volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. And we've already done cylinders, so today we're going to be working with cones. Tomorrow we'll do spheres. And solving real-world problems involving cylinders, cones, and spheres volume. Vocab for today, you have one vocab, and it is cone. Cone is a solid that has one circular base and one vertex. So get that written in your notes, please. All right, for the formula, we know that, again, before when we had the cylinder and the rectangular prism, it was just volume equals base area times height. Now what does this tell us if we have volume equals 1/3 times the base area? That means how many cones would it take for me to make this a cylinder? How many cones would fit inside that if it was a cylinder? 1, 2, or 3? 3. All right? So we could find the area of a cylinder divided by 3, and that would tell us what a cone would be with that size of a base. And then our base area is the same as the cylinder. We have our circle base. So you take 1/3 times pi times radius squared times the height. Now I know how you guys love fractions. Everybody loves fractions. Said an 8th grader never. All right. So let me show you this. If you don't want to multiply by 1/3, what's the inverse of multiplying by 1/3? Dividing by
1.
I heard it. Dividing by? Not negative, just 3. Yep. So the same thing can be written as volume equals pi r squared h, okay, because that's the volume formula for finding a what? What is this? For finding a cylinder, all right? And then you divide that cylinder into 3 parts to get what that cone is. So instead of multiplying by 1/3, you can take these 3 times each other, that's the cylinder, and divide it by 3. That will give you the volume for a cone. So also write this off to the side if you're not one that likes to use fractions and multiply by 1/3. And same as with the cylinder, the capital B is the area of the base, which is a circle, the base area. R stands for radius. Make sure you don't use the diameter. And H is the height of the cylinder. That's the distance between the base and the vertex. Now it's kind of like if that was a tent. All right. You have your post holding up your tent right in the middle. That's not the distance out here, how long it is out to the outside. That we'll find later. That is a slant height. That'll be a letter L later on when you learn that. But right now we want the height from here right down into the middle if that was holding that cone up if it was a tent. Next page. Example number 1. Calculate the volume of the cone. Which one do you want to use? Do you want to multiply by 1/3 or divide by 3?
Multiply by 1/3.
Volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Or volume equals pi r squared h for those that want to do the division. Divide by 3. You choose. Now if you do the 1/3 on your calculator, you could go 1 divided by 3, and you're going to get 0.33333333 on your whole calculator is what it'll give you, all right? And take times pi times radius times height. In this case, volume equals, what is pi? Well, we'll write it as the 1/3 times pi, which is 3.14 times what is my radius on this cone? The radius is 5. So times 5 squared, which means 5 times 5. And times the height, which is what?
8.
Nice. It is 8. Calculators out. What do you get for an answer? Do you get a whole number?
No.
You get what? What kind of an answer do you get?
Like a repeating.
Yes, excellent. You get a repeating, you get a whole number with a repeating decimal. That is exactly right. So what did we end up getting when you multiplied all these? 209.3 repeating. And then what is my label?
Inches.
Inches. Inches what?
Cube.
Cubed. This is 3D. It is cubed. There's your answer for a cone. Next one. Calculate the volume of the cone once again. Volume equals pi r squared height divided by 3. Volume equals 3.14 for my pi. What is my radius?
15.
What do they give us here? See how this goes like this? That is our,
Diameter.
that's our diameter equals 30. So what does our radius equal? 15 feet is our radius. So 3.14 times the radius, which is 15. And that's,
Square.
yes, good job. Squared times what is our height?
22.
22. Am I done?
No.
What do I have to do? I have to either take this times 1/3 or divide that whole answer by 3. Either way, you'll come up with the same answer. And what do we get?
5,181 feet cubed.
That is exactly right. You get 5,181 feet cubed. There we go. Questions on that one? Okay, example 3. It says the ice cream shop has 2 different sized cones that cost the same amount of money. Cone A has a diameter of 2 inches and a height of 6 inches. The second cone B has a diameter of 3 inches, just a little bit wider across the top, and a height of 3 inches, half of the other one's height. Sketch and label each cone. So for the first cone, cone A, what is the diameter of our cone?
2.
2. And let's assume these are inches, all right? So the diameter is going to be 2 inches, right? So draw your line there, that'll be your diameter. Now you have to kind of draw your cone. Oh, Mrs. Lennon didn't do a good job there. Redo.
Don't you have to go higher since it's going to be 6 down?
There we go. All right, so you've got your base, that's your cone, 2 inches. It's got 2 units across. And now how many up from this 2 inch right here?
6.
It's 6 inches up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Are those by ones here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that what yours looks like? And then now we have a long, skinny cone. Bring that down. Bring that down. So we have 6 inches, and this is 2 inches. And we'll label that cone A. All right, go ahead and do cone B next to it. Now cone B has to have a diameter of 3 inches, and it is only 3 inches high. I'll draw mine and you can see if it matches it. All right, does yours match mine?
Yes.
And label it cone B. Now by looking at those, it asks us, which one do you think will hold more ice cream? Which one, now we're talking that'll fill, like if you're to pack the inside full of ice cream, which cone would you rather have? They said they cost the same price. Raise your hand. Who'd rather have cone A? Who'd rather have cone B? Oh, it's about a tie. I think maybe a couple more said cone B, but it's pretty close. Well, let's figure it out to see who's right. Which one holds more ice cream? All right, let's do cone A first. Volume equals pi r squared h divided by 3. Over here, volume equals pi r squared h divided by 3. Cone A, what do I multiply? 3.14 times what's my radius?
1.
My radius?
That's the diameter.
This is the diameter is 2, so the radius is,
1.
right, the radius equals 1. 1 squared times the height, which is 6, divided by 3. Over here, make sure you have the right answers. Volume equals 3.14 times what's the radius in this cone B? Because the diameter is 3, what's half of 3?
1.5.
1.5, and that has to be squared, times the height, which is 3. Divide that all by 3. Don't do any rounding, just leave everything. They're all terminating decimals, so just, what do you get for an answer? Take all this times each other. What is 1 squared, by the way? 1, good. So what is this divided by 3? What do you get for an answer? 6 point what? 28, good. Inches cubed. And what do we get over here? Volume equals 7 point, what'd you get for that one? What'd you get? 7 point what?
64 thousandths.
Nice, 64 thousandths. 64 or 65? Did you guys round it? 65 thousandths. And that's inches cubed as well. So which one do you get a better deal? They're both the same price. Which one has more ice cream?
Cone B.
B is your better deal. So down here, which cone will hold more ice cream? Cone B holds more ice cream. Due to time-wise, we won't be doing example 4 in the notes today, but your assignment will be in your note packet or your homework packet, pages 3 and 4, due tomorrow. Pages 3 and 4 due tomorrow.